All right, welcome. Hey, I was going to go to bed early tonight, but it's just like Christmas come early. This is something I wasn't really expecting to do tonight, but things kind of dropped on Twitter, and I had a few phone calls and a few people I talked to, and I was like, "Oh man, maybe I should stream on this because this is interesting. This is really interesting." I like to do my due diligence as much as possible. I do like to look into things before I put them out. I can only pontificate upon what I've actually seen so far. And by the way, if you hear gunshots outside, it's not that being shot at. It is the 4th of July celebrations early, and so they are very loud here, and they shoot guns here. I don't know, but anyways, this has apparently been vetted. I'm putting it out as something that has been put on publicly already. As far as the details, I'm unaware. I do not know this particular show that I'll be discussing. I've never watched it. The little that I do know about him seems like it's a show. I believe it's on TLC called Doubling Down with Derrico. If I'm not mistaken. But they seem like a very lovely couple. They have a very large family, and I guess the our ever um, defamational journalist Katie Joy Paulson decided to put numerous slanderous, libelous, and defamational content on her social media in regards to his family. And his family said, no, we are not doing this. We are not playing with you. And they did issue apparently a cease and desist against her, which, as we all know, Katie Joy Paulson has said she laughs at. She does not take them seriously. This is her words. She laughs at them. She actually thinks it's actually a badge of honor to be sued. Yes, Res Rhetoric. She is being, and here's the thing. The way this is worded, I'll just give you too long, didn't read. I'll go over this in detail, but the way it reads is she's already expected to be served with the lawsuit. The cease and desist is written in a way I'm interpreting it as a layperson, that they've already prepared the lawsuit. It's just at this point a formality. So, let's kind of dive into it. If you want to join in this particular stream, I don't have it open, but if you would like to, I'm gonna open it up anyways. Put the link to join right there, and just let you know, I have not seen Red's latest video. I do know about it. I hear it's a culmination of his lifelong work against flat earthers. I assume it's a masterful work of art that has basically put the final death knell in flat earth, but I haven't seen it yet, so I'm gonna give it a chance. Maybe the earth is flat, maybe it's not. We'll see. We'll watch Red's Rhetoric's video probably tomorrow, but if you have not checked it out yet, go to Red's Rhetoric's channel and watch how he measured the distance to the sun and see if it's local and small or far away and very, very, very large. All right, so let's kind of look into this. This was actually given to LLAMA Girl from a person named Paulson. Not not a relationship, no relationship to Katie and Joy. Somebody who's been on Twitter for a while. They have their own YouTube channel. Her name is Annette. Not doxing her. She's said use her name. She has her own channel. I did put her link in the video description, so please thank her. She only has like 24 subscribers. Not to sound condescending, 24 is still more than some, but she could probably use a little boost, and we appreciate that she got the cease and desist directly from the family, from what I understand. Again, I don't know full details, but what I do know from what I've heard, that Deon Derrico does want this out there, does want people to have eyes on this. And so I said, sure, I'll get it out there. As you guys know, Katie Joy Paulson has been sued by many other content creators, including myself, which of course I couldn't finish up with. But of course, my case was just as strong as anybody else's. But unfortunately, it takes a lot of money, time, and I couldn't do the long haul. That doesn't mean my case wasn't strong. It was very strong. Clearly, she did lie and defame me. There's no question about that. She even lied in her response to me, which is brilliant, right? But other content creators have sued her. For those who aren't familiar with her, Toddy Westbrook has sued her. Todd Chrisley from the show Chrisley Knows Best had sued her. There was also 7M, which was Robert. What's his last name? Shin? Yeah, Robert Shin. And Miranda, one of the dancers for the 7M dance group, they have sued her. That's still in litigation. The lawsuit with Todd Chrisley, obviously, he got whatever it was he wanted. He did tell me he was never going to settle with her, but he eventually did, and I don't blame him because he went to prison. I mean, unfortunately, he did get found liable for tax evasion. He is now currently serving, I believe, a 12-year sentence for tax evasion, which is unfortunate. But I understand why that would have to take precedence over a lawsuit with some nondescript gossip columnist from YouTube. I totally understand that. So I don't fault that for him. However, the 7M lawsuit still seems to be going strong. But when you have a woman that's been sued now 5 times, even though mine didn't go to court, it still was pocket filed to her. When you have a woman that's been sued 5 times for slander, defamation, and libel, you might have a problem there. I'm just saying that the person being sued 5 times for defamation might have some integrity issues. Go figure. But like I said, this was given to me by LLAMA Girl, who was given it from Paulson. So props to them. I can't stress enough how much LLAMA Girl has done to help the community expose this woman for the vile, morally reprehensible, evil demon that she is. Katie Joy Paulson is, in fact, the most loathsome person I've ever had the displeasure of running into in my entire life. There is no question about it. She is the absolute worst of the worst. I don't know anybody worse than her. There are other people that are damn close. Don't get me wrong. As people know that my history with some people on YouTube, there are people that are just almost as despicable as she is, but she does give the edge. She is the number one spot, I think. All right. Like I said, if you want to come in, you want to comment on this as I read this, please do so. The link is in the video description, and I pinned it to the live chat. Here we go. Hi, Justin for all. Although we're gonna find out. This just dropped. I mean, I only got this, I think, like 7 minutes before I decided to go live. So I read it really quickly. So it's it might be very might be as new to me as it is you, even though I've read it pretty quickly. But if you want to come in, Justin, knock yourself out. In fact, I don't think I've ever been on panel with you, so come on in. But here we go. This is from Salazar Law. This was dated June 30th, 2023, which, by the way, happens to be today. This is as fresh as you can get. This is fresh meat. And yes, do get eyes on this. Do go to LLAMA Girl's Twitter feed. Take this, put it on your channel. If you have a social media, put it out there. Justin, I know you have a very large social media. Put it out there. Get eyes on this. Let people know what this woman does, because I spent years trying to explain to people what this woman was like, what this woman could do, that this woman was morally reprehensible and would lie and would defame you. And if you dare speak out against her, she will do whatever it takes to destroy you. We all know this. Justin, you know this. Reds knows this. Reds even got a letter of preservation from this woman during my lawsuit with her. Reds has absolutely, and I mean literally absolutely, nothing to do with this woman. I don't think he's even spoke to her, maybe, but yeah. So it was really pathetic. And then Reds made a really brilliant song telling her basically to piss off. Hi Maya, hi Sue. But yeah, like I said, Reds or Justin, come on in if you want to. All right, so this is from Salazar Law, dated today, fresh meat. Hopefully you guys can see it. This is about the biggest I can get it. Oh no, man, I can't get it bigger. There we go, Miss Paulson. And like I said, I straight up, I do not watch this show. I know nothing about it. I've only seen a little bit. And like I said, they seem like a very nice family. I don't know why she decides to go after people that she's maybe envious of. I do think that she does have a bit of racism in her repertoire. Absolutely. We already have gone through the things with her husband and her band and all that stuff. And yes, I do think there's some racism there. But I just think she's just a evil person. That she will destroy anything that she is envious of. And I think she's envious that this family seems to be a very loving and caring family that takes care of a lot of their, children. So yeah, I just think that's what it is. She just picks up a target and then goes after them. You're dressed like a farm lady. Oh, come on, man. You've got to come in for that. Come on, Justin. You can't do me like that, man. You can't just tell me you're dressed like a farm lady and then going to hang out in the live chat. Come on. Come on in and at least go on camera a second. Or I want your opinion on this as we go, man. All right. Please be advised, our office represents Mr. Deon Derrico and the Derrico family, which is from Doubling Down with the Derricos, and hereby demand you cease and desist posting any and all defamatory, slanderous, false statements and remove negative verbal or written posts on any or all social media, entertainment platforms, and refrain from emailing persons connected with the Derricos and the TLC show. It is obvious you created and post falsehoods for whatever reasons. It is obvious. This is true. They got her number on you. whatever reasons on known business sites without a crystal ball. However, your statements are against the laws of California. And this is pending in California, yeah. And you have opened yourself and WOACB, which I believe still is a limited liability corporation that she may have just renewed. I think she let it lapse for a while, but if I'm not mistaken, she renew her limited liability corporation, or did she renew the insurance? I do not know. So maybe someone else will know, but that is a limited liability corporation. But unfortunately for Katie Joy, because she's like the world's worst legal pundit in the world, she knows nothing about the law. I'm telling you, she literally knows nothing about the law. She doesn't seem to realize that there's something called piercing the corporate veil, that if you do things so egregious that shield that the limited liability corporation would give you, or a subchapter S or a corporation would give you normally to shield your personal assets, does not apply. You can actually go after people's personal assets. And so I'm sure that's what you do if in fact they are going after a limited liability corporation. Up to costly litigation. Therefore, and I love the way this is worded, right? This is just so direct, right? Therefore, you are liable for defamation per se, given the damaging statements regarding the untrue and blatantly false material posted, which you failed to research. Oh, shocking. Does it come to a surprise? But yes, I'm going to have commentary on this. Look, I wasn't expecting to stream tonight. I've been very, very busy in life. I know I've been neglecting my YouTube. I do apologize. Sorry, not sorry, but I post when I can. I am doing still videos. I haven't given up on YouTube, but real life has to come first. And I had medical stuff today I had to take care of, and I couldn't even do the non sequitur show. But they definitely just blatantly say this. You are liable for defamation given the damaging statements regarding the untrue and blatantly false posted, which you fail to research, which she never does, and obtain evidentiary proof to validate the unfounded statements you publicly made. Now, from what I understand, from what I'm told, and the person who told me this, if they want me to say so, let me know. But I you know how I am. If people tell me stuff, I keep it confidential. But from what I understand, there was a niece of the family that contacted Katie Joy Paulson that wasn't actually with the family, that pretended to be, or somebody that just had some hostilities toward the family, just giving her a bunch of absolutely wrong information that had to know full well that Katie Joy was just going to run with it. Because we all know Katie Joy doesn't vet anything. She doesn't do her research. She doesn't do due diligence. She doesn't care. She thinks that she hears something, it's a source, she can put it out. We have the same problem with when it came to her and the Todd Chrisley lawsuit. She said she had a source that said that Todd Chrisley had some tape with his daughter and all this stuff. And of course, the source did not exist. It came out later. Todd actually said there was never a source. He told me directly. She was lying about that. So, yeah. Christopher Canadian Atheist, member for 1 month, says, "Hey, thanks for being a curious hole still, Christopher. Like I said, I'm still putting out content. So don't I still got membership stuff and I still got Patreon, but this has been a really light month for me, and I'm sorry, but we all go through cycles, right? So this month has been low for me. But you see, he says, there was once a lady called Katie who joined the clan of McCrazies. She lied and cried, disparaging those who died, and now gets sued on the daily. Wow, that act. Dude, I'm stealing that. No, I am totally stealing that. I am putting that in the video description, and I'm putting that on Twitter. I'm sorry. I may or may not give you credit. We'll see, but I'm definitely am stealing that. That is absolutely brilliant. See, blatantly false material posted, which you failed to research and obtain evidence proof to validate the unfounded statements you publicly made. Mr. Derrico is not a pedophile, nor has he molested children or harmed anyone in the capacity whatsoever, and we challenge you to provide evidence to support your baseless accusations. I can just tell you right now, and I'll bet you money, you name the price, I'll make you a bet that she has absolutely zero evidence of anything that she said in regards to Mr. Derrico. I don't know the gentleman. I don't watch the show. This literally the recently is the only time I ever heard of him, because I don't watch that kind of TV. I'm sure it's a great show. I know that keeping up. Well, we're not keeping up. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it up with the Chrisleys. No, what is it? Chrisley Knows Best. I did see some clips from it. It was very funny, but I didn't watch it because I just not for me. But I'm sure it's a very good show. But I can guarantee, I'll bet you any amount of money that you want to bet up to a certain reasonable amount, that she has absolutely no evidence for any of that. It's zero. It's literally zero. Moreover, Mr. Derrico has insurmountable evidence that disputes your reckless, unsearched, and unlawful statements. Ultimately, you have harmed his character as well as his financial status, which is the basis for pending litigation. Now, that, and again, I'm a layperson, I'm not a lawyer. You want legal stuff, go watch Emily D. Baker. But from a layperson, I can at least say that this is written, that there's litigation already pending, that they have already written out the lawsuit to me, and that if it's defamation per se, they don't even have to determine whether there's actual financial loss. It is on its face value defamational. But the way that I read this, it is already in process, pending litigation. Not that we can sue you. It is, we are suing you. That's how I'm reading this. You knew that statements regarding molestation were false, that Mr. Derrico has a show with his children and has no charges or convictions of the same and is not listed on any sexual offender list. And I got to tell you, this seems like a go-to for Katie Joy and a lot of people that just want to slander people they don't agree with. They want to stigmatize them with one of the most morally reprehensible things a person could do, which is child molestation. They don't care about the truth. All they want to do is try to one up somebody and go, oh, I'm just going to throw this out there about this person, regardless if it's true or not. She did the same thing to me, saying that I sexually harassed her, when we all know that never happened. Not a shred of evidence ever came out for that, because it was absolutely 100% unequivocally a lie. So I could absolutely guarantee she's 100% unequivocally lying about Derrico. There is no doubt in my mind about it. I will bet money on this. And of course, you know, he clearly has nothing to even remotely suggest this, from what I understand. So she just literally made it up or heard something and decided to run with it, which is slander. Your actions are not taken lightly, and you have our attention, and will have to answer for your inactions in a court of law. See, again, this is written in the future tense. Will have, right? This is written as if it is pending for future tense. Your actions are not taken lightly, and you have our attention and will have to answer for your actions. Do you guys agree that that's how that's written? Is written in a way that's saying that this is already something that is actually in action? That this is written, that this is pending litigation, that this is like written in the future tense, because that's how it reads to me. One second. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm not an English major, but if I remember correctly, this is called the future perfect tense, where will have. I did write a blog on this one time when it came to modal logic. So if I remember correctly, it was future perfect tense. That somebody will have done something as a part, but plus some kind of past participle. So to me, this reads as you will have to answer. We are taking you to court. We are taking you to court. It's not a matter of you may have to action. You may have to in a court of law. You are going to answer in a court of law. Additionally, the law will not shield you from making defamatory statements based upon a person's word without further research, as the law identifies you as a publisher of defamation. Correct. That is absolutely right. If you just say, hey, look, somebody told me this, and I'm just going to put it out, republishing it, that it is something that is defamatory, you could be held responsible, which she is responsible, because she didn't bother to do due diligence if those defamatory statements were accurate or not. Right? So, yeah, this I think is absolutely correct, that she will not be shielded by a limited liability corporation, if that's in case, you know, it's called piercing the corporate shield. And that by her republishing, as under the republisher law, we went over this before with other defamation statements that she has made. So she is responsible as a republisher. Evidence of your malicious intent is that you blocked and removed the truth from your WOACB websites and social media pages, which were rendered by Deon's niece, Sierra, specifically stating, quote, I am asking for this to be taken down. These are false information. This is Sierra Chantel Walker. That's powerful right there. This is his niece saying, look, I am related to this family. I'm related to Deon. I am asking you to take this down. And Katie Joy not only removed her comments from what I understand, but blocked her. That shows intent. That shows I am not care if what I'm saying is true or not and it's defamation or not. I am blocking this person so they don't show my subscribers that I'm lying to them. That's malice right there. Not that they have to. Well, actually, they do have to prove malice because they are a public figure. But that's right there shows malice. That shows intent to me. Wow. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine being a member of the family saying, "Look, this is complete BS," and then being blocked by a nondescript gossiper? I mean, somebody explain to me how Katie Joy has a single solitary subscriber left. How? I mean, who watches this woman willfully lie to people and think it's okay? Who? This alone indicates that you were severely defaming Mr. Derrico as well as fraudulently misrepresenting Sierra, for which you were placed on that notice, for which you were placed on notice but chose to disavow. So this goes to intent. Absolutely. We will be requesting. Oh, this part. Oh, brace for this. Brace for this. We will be, again, future tense. Is it future perfect? I think it's future perfect. We will be requesting a court suspend your social media accounts for unlawful and harmful defamatory content due to your reckless posting of such horrendous content and as if it was true. Now, you guys may or may not know this because I don't remember if I made this public or not. It's long ago, so it doesn't really matter at this point. I have no onus to keep it to myself at this point. But I will tell you, during the lawsuit for Katie Joy Paulson and Todd Chrisley, I and others were in contact with the vice president of what was the name of the who does a show? Todd Chrisley knows best. What was the name of the show? I know the parent company is NBC, but it's not Learning Channel. It's not. What was it? Somebody remind me. I can't think of the freaking network that he was on for some reason. I'm having a brain fart. But I know it was owned by NBC Universal. And there was an executive vice president that was trying to shut down her social media because of defamational content. So I think because TLC is a very large network, they have the power to do so as well. And I think that if they do request a suspension and removal of social media accounts, it is going to be from a corporate level. It is probably going to be from the network requesting it, not just the Derrico family, because that is exactly what happened with Universal NBC. Now, I don't know what happened with that. I don't know why YouTube decided not to fulfill the request from NBC Universal, but they were looking into trying to remove her social media. That is absolutely 100% true. Your actions are reprehensible. Hi, James. James says, Steve wants to give more TLC to all of you, my friends. Yes, I do. You know that, James. I'm just full of TLC. I'm a loving kind of guy. Haven't you heard? Good to see. What are you doing up, James? And by the way, congrats. Seriously, man. Congrats on your 100,000 subscribers and your silver YouTube button. You've seriously earned it. I'm glad that you ran with the whole debate thing and doing a wonderful job on it. I really am impressed. Thank you. Put a shout out to the Non Sequitur Show one of these days. I know I got to start. People want to do debates in the Non Sequitur Show, and honestly, and I'll be front with you, James does a really good job, and I just don't think I have a niche for it any longer. I don't think I have an interest in the debates. I'd rather have the discussions. So I mean, maybe I might do some here and there, but I prefer to take over the discussions. And sometimes I may watch a debate on Modern Day Debate and then maybe do a discussion on it on the Non Sequitur Show. I've kind of been doing more analysis of stuff just based on my own personal interest, but I'm not really interested in the debate stuff anymore. And that's no slight to him whatsoever. It's just a personal thing to me. I don't know. I still think some of them are cool. Don't get me wrong. But as far as like my social media, I've moved away from the debate, even though I have the great debate community. I know the irony is not lost upon me. But it is what it is, man. People move on. I did that for 5 years, with the great debate kind of stuff. I'm just so busy in real life and things are going so well that it's hard to schedule guests as easy as it used to be. because I only have like certain days off, obviously, and I have to correspond with them. But anyways, sorry, I got sidetracked. But anyways, yeah, good job, James. All right, let's move on back to here. But anyone wants to come in, say hi, James. You're welcome to, of course. After receipt of this notice, any post. I love this. After receipt of this notice, any post regarding Deon Derrico and the Derrico family remaining on any social media platform will be deemed further harassment, slander, defamation per se, and false misrepresentation. Now, from my understanding, she has started removing some posts, but then she started just recently, like as of like I don't know, an hour or two ago, talking about Derrico's brother. Is that true? Which is the Derrico family. They're telling her, do not talk about us. It doesn't matter whether it's true or not at this point. At this point, it is harassment because we have asked you to not report on us because you're slanderous, defamational, and have libel on your social media. Slander's verbal, libel is written, which, by the way, Katie Joy Paulson, as a pseudo journalist, didn't know that. She actually had one time did not understand the difference between slander and libel, but then told her audience she did when she didn't. And yes, they are both defamation. She thought defamation was merely in writing. She thought slander was writing, which is not. But yeah, she knows nothing about any topic. I can tell you right now, Katie Joy Paulson is inept and ignorant in anything she talks about. Anything. Now, sure, she might know the ins and outs on certain, TV shows, but I don't follow them and I don't care. But as far as any kind of like actual subject like science or law or physics or math or astronomy, she knows nothing. She's absolutely ignorant, But this is actually, something they want her to take notice of. This is in bold. Do not talk about her family, they're saying. Period. And anything remaining on social media will be harassment. So she's drunk posting right now and she is talking about her family. I guarantee it will be sent to them. There are many people that are more than willing to help the Derrico family. Many of us will help the Derrico family. I don't even know anything about them. And I really don't have to know anything about them. I already know they're innocent. I just know because if Katie Joy says 1 + 1 = 2, I'm going to break out a calculator and see if that's correct. I just assume Katie Joy's lying at this point. It's just, you're safer to assume she's lying. And that's not a fallacy. If somebody continually lies and they lie 95% of the time, it would behoove you to just assume that they are lying. That's not fallacious. You have to look at the source. You can't just say, this person is saying something, therefore they're lying, if you don't have any past history with them, if you have no priors with them. But if you have priors and you have history, you absolutely can make an informed decision. And my informed decision is that anything Katie Joy says about somebody, I'm just to sue as BS. Until I'm told otherwise at this point. I mean, I think it's a safer way to go. At the very least, I'll be agnostic on it. But I mean, who believes her for anything? All right. Let's see here. I think I missed a page. One sec. Let me go back here real quick. This is LLAMA Girls. Yeah, here we go. Open a new tab. Please understand that this cease and desist is being served upon you for the despicable and unlawful statements you posted and stated on your social media platforms, including but not limited to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. For those who don't know, Katie Joy has deleted her Facebook account at least once, maybe twice, for things that she had in her DMs that she didn't want to have people see, which were morally egregious things. This is a fact. I know this for 100% that she did delete her Twitter. I'm not going to get into the details on it because those who know about the details, understand why. But it absolutely was the case that she was fearful as can be that certain things in her Twitter would get out, and she deleted her entire Facebook because of that. She also has deleted her Twitter many, many, many times, probably for the same exact reason. And what's funny? You know what Twitter accounts I've deleted? 0. Do you know how many Facebook accounts I've deleted? 0. How many YouTube accounts I've deleted? 0. How many Instagram accounts I've deleted? 0. I have the same Facebook that I've had since 2009. And when I sued her, she was like, "Oh, Discovery." I was like, "I can give you I'll turn over my entire Facebook, Twitter, everything. I'll give you my computer for a lawyer to go through it forensically if they want. If I can have all her social media, right? Now, the only reason I would never give up my social media is not because of anything for me, but the people that come to me and the people that tell me things in confidence, I wouldn't want obviously to dox them or give out their personal information. But if it went to a lawyer, like where it's petitioned off from her, which was in the 7M case, if you notice, they asked for protective order on the information that whatever goes through in discovery, they won't give to Katie Joy because they already know Katie Joy will run with it and use it to harm people and to dox people and use information about people as a weapon. We already know she does that because she collects information on people. She pays to get information on people. She will do these fake raffles to try to get information on people. Once she gets your email and once she gets your information, she now has ways of getting more information about you that you will use to weaponize against you. This is facts and evidence. I'm absolutely, this is true. I mean, this is not slander. This is what she does. So I was happy at Discovery at that. I would be like, yeah, let's do it. But she had deleted, the older accounts that had the most incriminating stuff. But at one time, if she would have had those accounts, I would have traded my computer for hers any day of the week. 100%. By the way, Annette is in the live chat. She is the one that got these cease and desist from the family. I don't know the whole story, but Annette says, yes, please get this on as many channels as possible. I'm not a creator, so I can't do it. I'm Annette, but my name will probably show up as by Scatty B. She renewed it when her Facebook was taken down. So she did. She renewed her limited liability corporation. I'm not sure. In fact, I forgot that I actually put comments on here. So sorry, Annette. Yeah, I absolutely, yes. If you're a content creator, get eyes on this. That's all we want. That's all I've ever wanted. I've wanted people to recognize Katie Joy for the harm that she does to content creators and to people. Matter of fact, one of the things she tried suing me for was saying and lying. This was absolutely a lie. That she said I was an existential threat to humanity, which is something clearly that I never said. What I said was, and by the way, she used the word extensional, which is actually a philosophical term in mathematics. But she didn't know the difference between extensional and existential. But I said she was an existential threat to content creators because she uses the DMCA system to falsely strike their channels. That's what I said. And she lied to the court and said that I said she was an existential threat on humanity. This is what she does. I mean, she's a commensurate liar. Mia says, one sec. Katie Joy is always lying. She always proves she doesn't have a Duggar source. That's correct. Katie Joy had to find out from the Sun. Apparently, supposedly, that Anna moved out. If she had sources, she'd know that info and not get it from the Sun. Yeah, we already know most of her sources, if not all of them, are from mainstream media. Ashley on Twitter, probably from Truth Sleuth and some other people. But we all know that Katie Joy does absolutely nothing besides get other people to do her, research, and then she just kind of takes and puts her own tagline on it. Yeah, we've seen this firsthand. All right. They go on to say, I'm aware you have made these disturbing posts without conducting any research or diligence and has chosen to engage in writing false posts maliciously and willfully regarding Mr. Derrico. However, you have made statements and posts that are extremely unlawful and warrant the pending litigation, which this letter will be an exhibition, or an exhibit. Again, future perfect tense. Will be. So this again reads to me that they have already written out their lawsuit, and the cease and desist is letting her to be on notice that if she continues, that also is going to be included in the lawsuit. That's how I am reading this. If you have legal expertise, please weigh in on that. But that is how I, as a very lay person who's been involved in a lot of illegal stuff, would read this. And by the way, all my legal stuff, I have always been the plaintiff. I've never been sued. I've never been the defendant. I mean, if you say Katie Joy tried to, sued me in pocket, sure, okay, but it never went to court. But I mean, sure, she did attempt to sue me, and then she just made up stuff. It was ridiculous. Here you have posted incredulous and false references to Deon Derrico. Furthermore, I still can't believe this. Furthermore, you have blocked his niece, Sierra Chantel Walker. That is a beautiful name, by the way. Sierra Chantel Walker. Yeah, that is a seriously beautiful name. and her postings on Instagram whereby Sierra stated your comments and statements were false, so you and WOCB are intentionally blocked Sierra's truthful statement. To be clear, the statements you made in the post are extremely false, defamatory, and slanderous, which makes you and WOACB, which I was assuming that was referring to the Limited Liability Corporation or to her business, liable. Moreover, you have no evidence to support the veracity of the statements of molestation and your false statements, false post, and false actions are harmful to Mr. Derrico and his family. Let's see here. Let's see here. 1 second. Chemo. I hope we don't fall back to pluperfect verbs. What is that? What's pluperfect? Is that It's not. I will have. It's I did. I have done. Or I had. Is that what it is? If I remember correctly, pluperfect. For future perfect. There's the simple perfect, because I wrote a blog on this. Right. Simple perfect is I will do. Future perfect is I will have, and pluperfect is I had done, if I remember correctly. We got an English major in here, but anyways, Annette says at LLAMA GIRL has the DMs between Deon's and myself, along with the screenshots of the time we're on the phone at Steve. I'm not sure if she posted them. I have to look. Again, this is all coming in real time, so. Annette, you're more than welcome to join. I mean, like I said, the link to join is in the video description. So I would love to hear, your side of this firsthand. Again, I haven't been able to really check a lot of this out. All I saw was like this, and I know the story from the last couple of days a little bit, but I trust LLAMA GIRL wholeheartedly. I believe, she always does her due diligence. So I just absolutely assume that this is from the family. This is legit. Of course, if I find out later it's wrong, I'll correct. Unlike Katie Joy, I'll correct myself. But as it stands now, this does seem to be from the family. I'm taking it as is, that it is from the family as a cease and desist to Katie Joy. But again, if I find out later it's not, then we'll fix it, right? But this is just happening as we speak. Quote, if the person defaming is a public figure, he cannot recover unless he proves by clear and convincing evidence that libelous statements was made with actual malice. That is, with knowledge that it is false or reckless disregard of whether it's false or not. This is actually one of the reasons why Katie Joy had no case against me. She's a public figure. She would have to prove that I made statements willfully and with knowledge that they were false, which clearly never happened. One, all my statements were true. That came out to be the case. If you go back and look at what I wrote in my affidavit and the court case, everything I said was true. There was not a single thing that was false. There was nothing in there that was even remotely considered false. It was all 100% true. So if something you have is true, then obviously the truth is a perfect defense, right? If you didn't say anything false, you can't be sued for slander. She would actually have to not only show that what I said was false, but actually made it with malice. But clearly there was malice because I have evidence for everything that I said. So, Sunny D, you're sweet. Sunny D, best late night talk show. By the way, do you guys? I have to ask you guys seriously, because I am working a lot more than I was in the past. Obviously, my content has changed. I don't do a lot with the younger creationist stuff. Fighting against that. I don't do a lot of the math stuff. I don't really do a lot of the philosophy stuff. I really do enjoy it. I do like the commentary stuff. I do like talking about things in real time, getting real feedback from the live audience and from people. That's something I found that I actually do enjoy. Would you, as the audience, the members of the channel, the subscribers, the Patreons, the people that join, would that be something you'd be interested in more? Because at late night, when my roommate leaves to work, I have the place to myself. I have the acoustics a little bit better, and I just feel more alive and alert. Would you guys like to see more of that? If you do, let me know. In public or private, doesn't matter. But if you leave a comment in the video description, that'd be great. But maybe I'll do more of this kind of stuff, because I do enjoy this. Okay, it doesn't matter what the cases, but it's Jackson versus Merriweather. Further, California courts further opine that, quote, public figures may prevail in libel action only if they prove that the defendant's defamatory statements were made with actual knowledge of falsehood or reckless disregard for the truth. Now, I'm not a public figure, so I wouldn't have had to prove that Katie Joy made her statements with malice, even though I could. Even my lawyers said straight up, this is malicious. They said she clearly knows this is a lie. And you can clearly show that she made things with malicious intent. I mean, Katie Joy told the court that I lived in Minnesota. I've never been to Minnesota. Maybe as a kid. I don't know. I traveled all over the place as a kid. But I can safely say in my adult, I've never been to Minnesota. I'm just going to say I've never been to Minnesota because I just don't think I ever have. But maybe as a kid during a vacation when I was maybe 8 to 12, possibly, because we did travel all across country. But she said I lived in Minnesota. She told the court that I've never lived in Minnesota. I mean, this is the delusion of this woman. And then cites the court case. Most importantly, the courts fervently states, quote, the question is not strictly whether the published statement is fact or opinion, but rather the dispositive question is whether the reasonable fact finder could conclude the published statement declares or implies a provably false assertion of fact. In other words, from a legal standpoint, as I read this, which is what I've read before in other cases, that it doesn't really matter whether what she published is mere opinion. This statement of, oh, it's my opinion, this, and this, doesn't get you out of something that's slanderous. If you say something about somebody that you know is false, it's not covered by merely saying this is my opinion. It is if a reasonable person could infer from your statement that the published statement implies a provably false assertion. So if I said, it is my opinion that 1 + 1 = 3, that's something that is provably false. It's not defamation because it's not slanderous to anybody. But if I said that Annette, I'll just pick Annette. If I said Annette is a convicted felon, well, that is provably false if there's no record of it. That's slanderous. It's provably false because at that point, the onus is on the person making the statement that they have evidence that Annette is a convicted felon, right? So if I can just say something as, oh, it's my opinion, but state something that's provably false, that is still slanderous. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but that's how I interpret that. All right. Did I miss? I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I think this is the last part. Did I miss something? Let me make sure I didn't miss a part here. Yeah, I don't think I did. All right, so it says, as if for true. Okay, so it goes back to here. Wait, where is it at? Yeah, I'm not sure. Something was cut off there, but it doesn't matter because this is the best part. This is really the best part here. Your actions are reprehensible and must be stopped in an effort to prevent your perpetration of no misrepresentations against Deon, the Derrico family, and others. After receipt of this notice, any post regarding Deon Derrico and the Derrico family remaining on any social media platform will be deemed further harassment, slander, defamation per se, and false misrepresentation. As a final tip, we urge you to govern yourself accordingly and share this correspondence with your legal counsel immediately. And then, of course, the law offices. So this right here, I think, is one of the most powerful things in the cease and desist. Read how carefully that is worded. Your actions are reprehensible and must be stopped. Must be stopped. What have we been saying for years about this woman? She must be stopped from harming people. And again, that's not a threat. I'm talking about legally. I'm talking about people that have sued her for lying about them, willfully lying about them, both in written and in speech, both in libel and in slander. If people would have listened, and again, I know I throw this out there a lot, but it makes me angry because if people would have listened to me years ago about Katie Joy, because Katie Joy came from the Non Sequitur show, we built her channel, unfortunately. Bull rest his soul, went out of his way to show Katie Joy Paulson how to stream and to make a YouTube channel. And then she turned on him too. Bullinator, my producer, one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my entire life. She went out of her way to crap on him after he showed her how to stream. So yeah, I loathe this woman. I loathe her with a passion. I think she is the worst person I've ever met in my life, and I would love for her justice to prevail, and I would love to see somebody go all the way and win a court case against her for $1 million or more. This is what I think will happen with the 7M case. This is why I couldn't go much further with my case. My lawyer basically said, "What are you going to win out of it? Pyrrhic victory. Or, what are you going to get? There's not going to be any money left." He did go over the 7M case, and they have a very strong case. Why? Because she lied about them too. Yeah, Christopher says, I still like a mix of your topics. And I agree. Yeah, I'm still going to do a mix. There's a couple videos I want to do a review on. There's one on the burden proof. There's something on Alex O'Connor that I want to do a video on because Alex O'Connor just basically came out, and basically saw the light. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Oh, he came out as a full-on atheist, and I think his video is very good. I know there's some controversy over it. I know that my friend, Dr. Jonathan McLatchy, had some pushback on it. He also has a pushback on the Dave Farina debate with James Torr. I've kind of read McLatchy's he wrote a blog on Evolution News, which of course, I don't follow Evolution News because I'm not an intelligent design advocate by any stretch of imagination. I do like McLatchy. I consider him a friend. We have met personally. I do like him. Doesn't mean I have to subscribe to his ideology. But I haven't really tried to read what he wrote because it's beyond my level. So if you want to, read what he wrote as far as his review on some of the things that Dave Farina talked about, by all means, but I don't have the skill set and nor the education to even remotely pontificate on it. So I'm just going to leave that one alone. But he did bring up, maybe one or two points when it came to Alex O'Connor. And but I think they're assailable. But I'm really proud of Alex. I think that he's done an amazing job building a brand for himself and going to, I think it was Oxford, to get educated and learning about philosophy and atheism, because we used to have good discussions back in the day. So anyways, let's look at the live chat here. Hey, there's Megan and there's EKC. Would one of you like to join me for a minute? I'd be really, really nice if I can get some other people's feedback on this. I don't mind talking. I can probably carry on a conversation for a solid hour. My shows are going to be smaller in content, probably narrowed down to maybe an hour, hour and a half. But, as people join, then I'll increase the time. But if it's just going to be me pontificating on something, then maybe who wants to listen to me for an hour? I'm not EKC where, I can go 3 hours and just talk about something. She got stamina. Jeez. And it says she didn't remove one video. As is listed, Anna Duggar kicked out. That's for the Duggars. Hey, Aaron, you're going to love it. Oh, is this news to Aaron? Aaron, is this news to you? Is this brand new? Are you not caught up yet? Hey, everyone. Hey, Steve McRae. Just got home from work a little while ago and catching up. Well, let's catch up together.
Wait a minute. Wait. Sorry. Shoot.
What'd you break?
Okay. All right. No, nothing. I just, I had it playing on my YouTube. I had to hurry up and cancel it out.
Yeah. So, have you caught up on any of this yet?
I'm just still kind of catching up. Like, who are these people? First of all.
Okay, so again, I have a video that I was going to watch, and I haven't watched it yet, on the Derrico family. It's a very short formatted video. The name of the content creator is called Tough Topic. They have about 75,000, give or take, subscribers. And they have a video called Deon Derrico has had enough of YouTuber without a crystal ball. It's only 4 minutes, and I probably should have watched it before I did this particular stream, but I really wanted to go in cold for a reason. Because to me, it doesn't matter who these people are. It really doesn't, because Katie Joy is a liar. But from what I understand, Deon Derrico has a show on the Learning Channel called Doubling Down with the Derricos, and it's pretty successful.
Okay.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
But I guess it's basically a man and his wife, and they have 12 kids, and it's just basically their their life. Kind of like Keeping Up with the Chrisleys, or yes, I keep on saying Keeping Up with the Chrisleys because it's Keeping Up with the Kardashians and Keeping Up with the Kardashians and Chrisley Knows Best, that kind of stuff. If I had to guess, again, I don't watch these shows, so maybe somebody who does could tell me. But from what I did see, they seem like a very pleasant couple. They just have a lot of kids. Okay.
So are they like in a religious group
I do not
or
know.
something? Okay, so
Yeah,
like the basis of their reality show is not like necessarily like faith based or whatever.
I really have no idea.
Okay.
I'm not
So
feigning ignorance here.
You know about it as much as I do, then. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, next to nothing. Well, I know that Katie Joy got a cease and desist, and I know that it looks like the litigation is pending because the way this is worded, this is not "we will take you to court." This is, pending litigation. This is the word that they use, pending litigation, and they also say that you will be responsible. I mean, it literally says right here. Your actions are reprehensible and must be stopped in an effort to prevent your perpetration of no misrepresentations against Deon, the Derrico family, and others. Must be stopped. I mean, this is worded very much like they've already written a lawsuit.
Okay.
Did you listen to the beginning? Have you read it all yet?
No. See, I just like I read LLAMA Girl's post where she says that it turns out that Katie Joy lied or whatever, or she didn't have permission, or this wasn't what the source actually said or whatever. There's some screenshots there too, and I that's pretty much the extent of my knowledge.
Yeah,
I was at work tonight, and I came home from work and I started to look into it, but then a friend stopped over for a little bit and she just left. So now I'm like, it's 2 a.m. and now I'm ready to learn about this.
Yeah. So again, this is. I'm just going to say it's hearsay because I don't have any way to validate it. And I try to be as factual as possible. But when I understand, somebody gave this information to Katie, but claimed to be part of the family that wasn't. And that was just basically somebody trying to cause harm to the family. Now, if this is true, if that is the case, this person clearly knows that Katie Joy Paulson is the kind of person who will just put out anything regardless of fact checking. They got her number because we know Katie Joy does not source check. She doesn't care. She gets something. She says, I have a source, which could be anybody. You tell her something, it doesn't matter. She'll put it out, and she'll put it out as factual, which she was doing. And again, even if she said this is, opinion or something like that, there are ways to still sue for defamation because she should have, been responsible enough to fact check, and she's putting it out implying that these things are the case because she's basically said that he's a pedophile, molested kids, all this other stuff, which again is one of the go-to things for Katie. But I mean, when you got a show on the TLC and you have 12 kids and you have some nondescript demon on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter claiming that you are a child molester, how can that not potentially hurt your image? And she knows this.
Yeah.
And it's sick and it's disgusting. I mean, she puts it.
Is that what she's saying though? Is she saying that
yes.
he's
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. I thought that she was just trying to say he was gay or something.
She said, she said that too, but that's not even in here. She said that he has a boyfriend. That's not even in here. But I heard that as well, that she says that he has a boyfriend. And that, but again, that's a little bit less liable. I mean, yes,
right. And it's not at all liable, really, in my opinion. But I mean, I thought that that's what she was saying about him. That's all.
It's like, okay, here's the way I look at it. Again, legal advice, go to Emily. But if you say somebody has a boyfriend and they don't, that's false information. If you say somebody's gay and they don't, it's still false information, but it doesn't reach the level of defamation per se. Because being called gay should not be a slander. To me, it should not be a slur. But unfortunately, there's still a stigma attached to it. To me, if somebody calls me gay, I don't care. It doesn't offend me. I can't sue on something that there's no defamation to me, right? But it says right here, therefore you are liable for defamation per se, given the damaging statements regarding the untrue and blatantly false material posted, which you failed to research, shocking, and obtain evidentiary proof to validate the unfounded statements you made publicly made. Mr. Derrico is not a pedophile, nor has he molested children or harmed anyone in any capacity whatsoever, and we challenge you to proffer evidence to support such baseless accusations. Again, can you imagine even being the lawyer having to write this? I mean, this angers me that she uses these types of horrific things that I think she, for some reason, gets some weird satisfaction to try to slander people to somebody that I think she's envious of because he seems like he's got a nice, healthy family, healthy family. But even still, Why would you throw these accusations around?
What's incredibly troubling, though, once you like really look at it and you look back on things, like most of the people she ends up like covering or whatever, she ends up calling them a predator to some degree. Either that's someone who are his sisters, or is just inappropriate with kids, or well, they're related to Josh Duggar. You know what I mean? It's like
it's her go-to. She called me a
it's like
predator. Yeah,
she sees
it's her
this
go-to.
everywhere.
Yeah, she called me a predator, for God's sake. It's like, are you out of your mind? But yeah, you're exactly right. She just because she knows there's a stigma attached to it, as well as they should be. She also knows that it's very difficult to defend against these things, and she also knows that even if does not true, these things tend to stick. There are still people that think that I've sexually harassed Katie, even though it came out that she lied about it. There's still people, there's still people. It's few, but it doesn't matter. Even one person who believes that shows it has an effect on people.
You're right. Okay, so all right, yeah. I looked them up, and it looks like the reason why, like their reason for fame with the TV show, anyways, is because of their kids. They have quintuplets, triplets, and 2 sets of twins.
Yeah, they got a lot of kids, like 12 kids. So yeah,
but
that's not what it was. The triplets, and
quintuplets, triplets, and then 2 sets of twins. Like, how does that? I mean, I'm guessing in vitro or something might have been at play there, but like, usually, if not. Yes, if not, then that's like a fucking hat trick and a half,
Yeah, because when they do in vitro, they obviously, they fertilize the eggs and they embed them on the uterus, so if one fails, the other ones don't. Because you're really only trying for one, right? But sometimes they all take, I guess. But I don't know their story. One, is none of my business. But two, the fact that they have a loving family and she doesn't, I think she's envious of that, and she just loves to destroy that which she finds I guess better than her, because these people seem better than her.
And I don't really want to say this, but
you're going to anyways. Come on.
No, fuck. Do we think racism could be at play here at all? I mean,
I know you came late, but I actually said initially, look, I do think Katie Joy has a tinge of racism. I think that that's been long established. Do I know if racism played a part of this? I can't say so.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's been nothing to indicate that as of well.
Yeah, I think that's a really good answer. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's a really good answer.
But we also know her nature, though, right? So even though it's nothing indicative of racism, I just assume probably the worst. But that's my bias, and I'm copying to my bias here, because I know Katie Joy intimately from her personal crap that she's said about me, right? And I know that she will go out of her way to lie about men. She goes out of her way to be more hostile toward people of the LGBT and of race. So do I think that she has these bigoted feelings towards Black people? Yes, but that is my own personal bias, and I stand by that. Okay.
Oh, dude, I'm looking at their children's names. They named they're like the Duggars with all the first letters starting with J, but this one's all D's. Why do people do that?
Well, one of them is Chantel. She has a very lovely name.
Well, I see children: Darren, Darian, Derek, Denver, Dallas, Danico, Dariz, Diani, Dacian, Dayton, Diaz, Dior, Carter, but Carter has since deceased, it looks like. Dawson.
Sorry to hear that.
Darian, Diver. Like, I mean, they're really nice names. I like these names, actually. I never heard of some of these names, but they're really cool.
This is a niece, and her name's Sierra Chantel Walker. And I was like, man, that is a really beautiful name, actually. Yeah, like I said, I will say this. If this couple was white, I don't think it would probably make a difference, just because Katie Joy does what she does. But because they happen to be Black, I can't rule it out, unfortunately.
I don't know. I don't think that I think that it's easier for her to rationalize or to allow herself to be in a special kind of asshole to a family when they're not white.
True. Yeah. But I think it's even more than that. I think successful. She seems to go after successful couples.
Yeah.
I mean, remember I know you remember the name because it escapes me, but she went after viciously that couple that had adopted the baby that needed
The Staffers.
Stoffer family.
Yeah.
What was his name? Malay,
Micah.
Micah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, that was just, I mean, disgusting. I mean, even though it's funny though, how come that didn't like tell people her nature? How would people even following her after what she did to that poor woman?
Well, here's the thing. I think people, when they saw what Katie Joy was doing, and then they saw what Micah had done. Yeah, Katie Joy might have been an asshole, but people viewed Micah as the bigger asshole or whatever. But and then I mean,
I get.
Don't get me wrong.
It sucks what Micah had to do, but I kind of maybe understand why. You know,
exactly. That's the thing. Like, sure, she should have known better. She should have thought. She should have realized that she shouldn't have adopted that child. She should have fucking been like, yo, this is the little, not even, I'm not all this great or whatever. I have a big head on my shoulders. I can't do this. And why am I trying to do this? That's what she should have been like, sure. But the thing is that, and I explained this before, like, especially like Katie Joy, and like I know Katie Joy has read a lot of the same articles I read when it came to vaccines and stuff like that, the whole vaccine community. And oftentimes there was almost always some sort of story or article or whatever of a parent or parents either neglecting or abusing, harming, or even ending the lives of their children because of autism, because they wouldn't seek the proper help. They were listening to anti-vaxxers. They got overwhelmed, and then they just whatever shit happened. And every time that happened, all of us in the community would always ask one question: why didn't they just give the kid up if they were at their wits' end? Like why did it let go that far? And we've all asked this. So for Katie to then go after and attack and berate a mother who did the very thing that all of us had once at one point in time said, why didn't they just do this?
Right. Yeah.
Then you're a fucking asshole.
There's a no-win situation. And I absolutely think that Katie Joy takes advantage of those types of situations, because the person goes one way, she's going to find a way to criticize it. They go the other way, she's going to find a way to criticize it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes her, like you said, a royal asshole, because she doesn't care about the well-being of that child. She doesn't care about any children. I will say it on air, and you can quote me. I don't care. I don't think for a second she has any maternal instinct or gives a crap about her child. I don't. I'm sorry. If you want to cancel me for that, by all means. But I don't think she gives a shit about anybody but herself. But see, here's the thing. I won't say that about her husband. I think Todd does care about the child. I really do. But I don't think for a second Katie Joy has any ability to have anything like empathy, love, compassion. I think she's faking all of it. I think she feigns it. I think she's a sociopath that has to project this image that she's some kind of loving, mother, but everything she says is contrived. Everything she does is almost like you would expect an AI to do. It just doesn't feel natural.
Yeah.
She sees how other people act and she kind of emulates it. And that's a hallmark of a sociopath. She doesn't have the real feelings of her own. I mean, when seriously, have you ever seen Katie Joy legit actually cry? I mean, like actual cry, like, no, it's all fake. Every one of them. It's, I've only lost it, a couple times on air. Obviously when it's only been, a death of my friend. And that's real emotion. I mean, when you lose something you love, it hurts. I don't think she would give a shit if any, I mean, I'm not going to go even say, I'm not going to say if she lost her son, it wouldn't affect her. I'm not going to be that callous, but I do think that she resents having a child, especially a special needs child. And she's done everything possible to maximize how it has affected her rather than what her child has gone through.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No doubt.
It's unfortunate too. And again, people will say, well, you can't bring up kids. And you know what? Those people, fuck off. When you make your child your entire presence online, when you write about your child on social media and you become a mommy blogger, when you become your whole online presence is based upon the misfortune of your child. Yeah. People have a right to speak up about it. And if you don't believe that, then don't watch anything that I have to say. I really have no interest in it.
Yeah. I mean, people, I don't know, anything you put out on YouTube or on a public platform especially if it's something you put out for the specific purpose of obtaining views, then whatever it is you use as content becomes fair game to be discussed. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having this happen on Twitter and like in real time. People that follow me on Twitter, yes, there's been a lot of controversy and stuff on Twitter because I've been speaking out more against certain things that I do believe in, and I'm being criticized for my beliefs, which is fine. You criticize for your people for your beliefs, but there's a lot of obviously pejorative and name calling, and people treating you differently merely because you have a different viewpoint, and unfortunately, that seems to be the way of social media, and it sucks. It really does suck. If you want to criticize me for my beliefs, that's fine, but don't criticize me for fair commentary on somebody who puts out on their platform all about their child and then says don't talk about my child. That's absolutely insane. I put out stuff on Twitter and you're absolutely able to do fair criticism on it. I don't care, but don't lie about it. Don't tell me I have positions I don't have, which has been really the big thing on Twitter. People have been saying I have positions I don't have. And it's just like, if you want to know my positions, hey, I have a brilliant idea. Why don't you come ask me? Crazy, right? I mean, you and I don't see eye to eye in certain positions, but we're not that far apart. And I respect your views.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like, I can totally disagree with someone, but where I want to be able to at least understand how somebody else came to their conclusion or their different conclusion or whatever of things. Like, I don't have to understand to the point where, oh my God, yeah, I see it now, but at least understand, like, okay, so they dealt with this. This was their what they were subjected to. This is why they reached their, I just like to understand it. That's it.
Yeah. And by the way, this is not a docs. This is a PO box. This is a mailing address to her limited liability corporation. This is not, if she wants me to blur this out, I'm happy to do so.
She puts that out.
She puts it out, right?
Yeah.
She puts
so people can send her things.
This literally is all public information.
Yeah.
This is not a physical address. This is for corporations under DBA without a crystal ball PO box. So, yeah, but somebody's going to go, oh, it's doxing. No, it's not. It literally is not. This is a corporate entity that has a PO box and a tip line, which is just ridiculous. Tips. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I will tell you now, if you send her a tip, anything you say to her, one, she's going to take as gospel. She doesn't verify or she doesn't care. Two, she will use anything you tell her against you later on at some point. Be prepared for that without question. So anyways, any other questions you have? Because like I said, I'm probably going to wrap this up. I want this to be easily adjustable. No. I'm going to go in for an hour and a half these late nights, but
no, I'm good. I'm gonna just read up on this family and just, I don't know.
Take it more. Take it around with it. Again, I usually do one and dones. You and Veda and other people, will make videos, which is fine. I listen to them. I enjoy them. Matter of fact, I go outside and I tan, and guess what I've been doing? I just been putting on some earbuds, Bluetooth, and I've been listening to videos like you. Just talk. It's very chilling. Yeah.
That must be nice that you can just hang around outside and breathe the air around you. I mean,
it has been beautiful here.
I can't fucking do that. I can't fucking do that.
It's going to be 118 tomorrow. No, Sunday, 118 here. 118 degrees.
Well, I don't know. It's been nice. The temperature's been nice. The weather's even been nice. But out fucking Canada and shit, burning down. Like, we can't go outside. Well, we can go outside, but it's considered to be extremely unhealthy with the fucking particle index.
Oh, are you still having the Canadian fires up there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
I was going to ask you about that, how it's affected you, because it was pretty bad.
It wasn't it affected us in the very beginning there, and then the wind shifted, and I guess it was blowing to Ohio, which fuck Ohio. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, there goes my Ohio audience. Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Hey, look, we have 49 other states. We don't need Ohio.
I'm kidding, Ohio. You're cool. But yeah, so it wasn't bothering us for a while, but then this week it came back again, and like today's like this entire time I haven't smelled it. I could see the haze, but I haven't smelled it. It doesn't bother me. But today though, it was like my throat was starting to bother me and shit. Like you could really smell it now, and so yeah.
Big sure, because that air quality index is a big thing. We used to have smog alerts in LA when I was going to. I lived downtown LA. And it was bad, and it'd be a very high, index of. And then also, we also have what's called a UV index. That here it gets really, really high, and so we've hit 13s here. It's usually midday it'll peak out about 11, That's really, really high. So even I usually wait till it comes down to about a 7 or 8, which is still considered to be high, but not extreme. And then I only lay out for like maybe a half hour at most, because anything more than that, you really start getting more skin damage and exposure to ultraviolet lights. You get, those harmful ways, which I'm not really interested. I just want to tan. But anyways, real quick, Savok7 says, sorry to be off chat focus here, which is okay. I saw streaming and thought, hey, how he's doing? I'm doing well. I really am. Life's been good. Like I said, I went out for an eye exam today, and I got some nice Tea Be Honest, if you've ever heard of them. It's a brilliant tea place. And I got the secretary or the receptionist some Tea Be Honest there, and we started chatting up, and she told me about this Thai place that opened up, and I didn't even know it was right next to the tea place I just went from. I was like, I didn't even see it. So I went back there, and I sat, and I had the most brilliant Thai lunch with Thai tea. I'm telling you. So things have been good. I mean, I like being able to go out, have a nice dinner. That's everything. That's what I tell people. Everything I get from YouTube, my Patreon, my memberships, my super chat, all goes into food and drinks. That's pretty much for me. That's my, hey, I'm going to have a nice dinner. So I'm frugal. People they may not really accept that, but of all people, I'm frugal. I don't spend a lot. I don't believe in possessions that much. I don't care. I love my guitar, my computer, but I don't really have a lot of possessions because I'm just not material. But I do love good food, and I do like good conversation, and I do like some alcohol. So,
I like good booze. Yeah.
Oh God, this Thai food was so brilliant. Anyways, so yeah, I'm doing really, really, really well. I'm working full time. I'm happy, and that's one of the reasons why I've kind of moved away from YouTube, because the nasty people on YouTube, just I don't care about them any longer. Let EKC and Veda, you guys have fun with them, knock yourself out, and I'll listen and I'll be on the sidelines. But when everybody says Steve's involved in some drama, they can kiss my ass, because I got nothing to do with any of this stuff, man. I really don't. I mean, I really don't. But stuff like this, come on, I can't pass up this, Aaron.
Yeah, no, I know. I hear you.
Yeah. So, I mean, sure, I'm going to be doing this kind of stuff every so often. I guess people like the late night stuff, but if you really do like the late night stuff, I still like to hear that. But yeah, I'm not doing Twitch. Somebody said something about Twitch. All right, Aaron, I'm going to get going because I do got to get up early. So I appreciate you dropping by. Thank you all listening.
No, thanks for having me. All right. Bye, everyone.
Night.
Yep. Have a good night.
All right, all. Thanks for watching this. I really do appreciate it. Please run with this. Go to LLAMA GIRL. I put her Twitter in the video description, so just go follow her on Twitter. Tell her thank you for all she does, because I can tell you that woman puts a lot of effort into bringing to our attention the things that Katie Joy does, and I cannot thank her enough. And people like her that want to speak out, that want to be the people that stand up for what's right. Again, people could disagree with me and hate me all they want, but I will do what I believe is right. I will stand up for what is ethical and honest. People have varying degrees on that, and I totally understand that. I will block people that make it personal. That's it. If you want to make it personal, I have no interest in those conversations. Take them to somebody who does. I'm not into the flame wars. I'm not into the trolling. If you make it personal, there's a good chance you're just going to get blocked and forgotten. But if you want to have intelligent dialogue, you want to discuss the topics, no matter how much you disagree with them, but you can do so as a grown adult, then I'm happy to have those conversations. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to try to have a stream tomorrow on Non Sequitur on Saturday, or at the very latest Sunday, because I'm off Sunday again, just the way the schedule worked out. But it is gearing up for some holidays here, 4th of July. So I probably will stream for that. But thank you for becoming members. Thank you for becoming subscribers. Thank you for Patreon. And thank you for the super chats. And for everybody who supports these types of programs. I mean, without you guys, we'd be just talking to the void, which I'd probably do anyways, because I find it to be fun. But it is nice to know that at least 1 or 2 people still listen. And with that,